It's Secretary's Monitor, where I do predictions of the future. If you'd like me to do prediction for you, let me know in the comments below. Just a reminder that we do lives here at Saturday, Sunday at 10 a.m. Central, and Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5 p.m. Central. So make sure you mark down your calendar. If you like a personal reading by me, go to secondreadingsbyandre.com and we'll work out the details. Okay, so let's get started on the first thing. Now, a lot of people are asking the question about looking at the bright side, okay, of life. It's kind of the Monty Python song, look on the bright side of life. Now, people are looking at the bright side, using that law of attraction to bring things into their lives, okay? And we're going to have to look into the aspect, will everything work out for the future because of all the things going on right now? Okay. Hello, Marlon. He goes, woohoo. We got Steve on deck. Awesome. So let's have a look at the year, the next year from today, on will things turn out for the better, okay, for everybody around the globe, because of all the nasty things going on in the world at the moment. Okay. And of course, we got the wife on deck. She's doing all the technical stuff in the background, keeping me on track. So, always a good thing. So let's look at the next year from today. See all the positive things, hopefully, that are going to be happening around the world. Marlon is saying, Jay Snip is saying that Ethereum could drop to around $408. That could be. But we'll get to that in a little bit. Let's look at the whole big picture of the year around the planet. Okay. So the health. I think that everything is going to be starting to come back to normalcy in the next year. As much as people are afraid of all the things that are going on right now, and a lot of these are based on fear, okay, facts appearing real, okay. They're going to start to realize that a lot of things that they're fearful of are not, they don't have any teeth to them. So a lot of that is going to be revealing itself to the people coming within the next year. Okay. So the news is going to have a hard time keeping up with all the information coming out to cover it up. Okay. And we're already starting to see that in the main news cycle, where information is coming out really rapidly. And it's the news is, which always has to have a narrative, okay, is having a really hard time keeping up, covering up all the things that they don't want the regular public to know about. And people are going to start to realize in the next year that a lot of the news that is out there is a bunch of, to use a nice word, baloney. So that's going to be happening in the next year. This is the cycle where we're having a very great awakening, okay, of the people. Some are going to take a long time to figure out that everything that was going on is wrong, okay? And it's a little longer for a lot of the people to come to the within themselves that everything that they were told is wrong, because they don't want it to be wrong, because they've heavily invested themselves into the narrative. Okay. And when everything goes against that narrative, people have interesting reactions to things. Okay. So what I'm seeing in the cards for the next year, that people are going to be starting to figure out that the whole system is against them pretty much. There are elements within the system that are working on our behalf, but it's going to take us as a whole to work out our own little niche in the whole scheme of things to move forward. There's a lot of good people, and we got the Sun card with the people that are working on our behalf. A lot of the darker things are going to be revealed to us in general. Of course, like I was saying before, a lot of the people that are highly invested in the narrative is going to take a long time for them to change into the new narrative. Okay. And so we're going to have to be gentle with them and bring them along, which can be a bit of a pain in the ass, onto having them see the truth. They're going to, the people with the old narrative are going to have to work overtime to keep everybody in fear, because that's how they control us, is through fear. People in power always tend to stay in power, try to stay in power at all costs. And this is why we're seeing a lot of the politicians start screaming when all the things that they were telling us to be fearful of are diminishing. Okay. So they're going to have to look for other things to keep us in fear all the time. That way they can keep us in control. So the next year, we're going to see a lot of people waking up to the fact that everything that we've been told is incorrect. Then there's the money issue, which is going to be hitting us like a Mack truck in the future. And this is why we're going to see a lot of people going to cryptocurrencies. Okay. Because it's a better money. Gold and silver and properties, if you can afford that sort of thing, will be necessary to keep ourselves ahead of the game. Okay. So that is the next year. We're going to be ignoring the establishments for the next year or so, as we try to move forward with everything else that for ourselves to keep ourselves going. Okay. The next year is going to be very, very difficult for everybody. So it would be time to prepare yourself with maybe having a little bit extra in the pantry. Okay. And build up community with the people around you to keep yourselves moving forward. Okay. So the next year is of great change. Okay. And it's for the better. Okay. Okay. Let's move on to the next thing. Ghost coin. Now, this ghost, it was a McAfee, I think. I traded this one. Just throw out your TV. Well, don't throw out your TV. You can still watch YouTube or something like that on your TV, but don't stop dwelling on the news. Okay. So let's have a look at Ghost Coin, which is a privacy coin that's out there. And how will they do in the next little while? We'll have a yearly look at this one. Okay, so Ghost Coin seems to, their health is a little shaky right now. Not a lot of people know about this one. I know people understand about these cryptocurrencies, and then they fall out of favor, and they it's the shiny object syndrome with people. They look to something else that's new and shiny, and they'll go towards that. So Ghost Coin as a whole, I think, is quite shaky for the next little while. They will be coming into prominence again. Okay, so there could be some really good buying opportunities, like in all of the cryptocurrencies, stocks, bonds, gold, and silver for the next little while. Like I was just mentioning in the last reading, this is the time to get greedy. When everybody's afraid, be greedy. When everybody's greedy, be afraid. Write that down on a sticky note and put it on your computer or wherever you look at it most frequently to remind ourselves about that. We got the star. This is for the price. So we're going to have some good spikes in this cryptocurrency in the next year or so. The people that are associated with that, they're going to find the good team. There's some white hat activity with this one. Okay. And they're going to be winning overall. Okay. With this particular cryptocurrency and most of the cryptocurrencies that have some privacy feature to them, even though the governments and the banks don't like them, they're going to have a very large use in the future because it's private. Okay. And the way governments and banks are going into the future, we're going to need that sort of thing going forward. So Ghost Coin is going to be one of the many privacy coins that's going to be moving forward and going in a great direction for the next year. Okay. And yes, Super Whittle Guy, happy Mother's Day, everybody. Well, here in Canada. Okay. Now the next question was, because I've been doing readings on celebrities and somebody had asked the question, is Adele a black hat? Good question. I don't know how much influence she has over everybody, but I like her music. So I don't know if she's a black hat or not. We'll just see what the cards say. She's a little bit of part of that club, but she's not fully into it. She's in for it to keep her own career alive. I think she's going to be making a change to the better. Marlon says she is dating a black guy. Not the same thing. Unless he's wearing a black hat. We're talking about something different. There's this whole part of the government that now Marlon and Super Whittle Guy are going to be talking amongst themselves, which is good. We're all about having some fun and information here at SecretReadingsByAndre.com. Yeah, I think she's a little bit in that club, but I think she's going to be pulling out very quickly, as it doesn't really benefit her career in any great way. A lot of the celebrities that we all know and love and all that are part of that club. We're going to see a great bunch of them leave that and start telling us the truth, okay, of what's going on behind the scenes, because they're privy to that behind the scenes look of things that us normal mortals do not see. So what else can we see? Yeah, she's going to be making that decision very, very soon on changing sides. And we're going to see a lot of the other celebrities do that as well. Okay. And a lot of truths are going to be coming out in different ways from the celebrities themselves. Okay, let's move on to the next thing. Wealth simple hacks. Now, there's some people asking about Wealth Simple. Is there going to be some hacks going on with them and their platform? So, well, simple hacks. Are they being hacked and all that? The answer is yes, in a certain way, to gain information other ways for the those other guys. I think that's going to be overturned very soon. Okay, and everything's going to be running normally in the near future for simple. I don't think the hack will be anything detrimental to the people that are part of that. It's just a way of them gaining information from what's going on the platform. I think that's going to be changing very, very quickly in the near future into the good side. Okay. So let's look at the next thing here. Alphium. Somebody just asked the word Alphium. So let's have a look on that one. So Alphium their health seems to be okay. It's nothing great. There's going to be a lot of things that are held back from the general public on what they are all about. Okay, and they're going to work hard to keep that alive overall. Okay, they're going to suppress some information from everybody so that they don't fall in favor because we got the black hat card with that. But they're going to have to really work hard. They're going to have a lot of little victories price wise. We got the Wheel of Fortune with the price as well. So there's going to be some good buying opportunities with this one in the future. The people involved in it, they're okay. They're in a transitional state right now. But overall, I believe this cryptocurrency, or if it's a cryptocurrency, I'm not sure what it is, will do well in the future. Lots of celebrations and all that sort of thing within the team itself going on. And it's going to be changing to a better system overall because they're making a lot of changes within the whatever this is, system going forward. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Snip is saying that Ethereum could drop to $408. What do you think? What do the Kurds think? I know Marlon's always looking for the big drop. He wants to buy in real cheap. Well, that's a good way to be. We're $408. And I'm assuming that's American. Not quite. I think it might go to 1,000 and then pop back up. I think by the end of the summer, everything's going to start to really go up because of everything that's going on right now. Okay, we can't get too much into that on YouTube and Twitch and Facebook and all the other places that I'm doing this live to. But there is a black hat thing turning around. So they will go down a little bit, but not as much as Marlon would like to see. But it will.
Or US? 1,000 Canadian or US?
Oh, US. I'll translate from Canadian to US. That would be about 2,000 Canadian. approximately. It'll probably go down to $1,000 US in that time period. As everything's dropping right now, little by little. It's nice that it's a nice uh, slow decline at the moment. And I think that's going to be lasting all through the summertime. Okay. Yeah. So it will go down, just not to that amount. Okay. Good morning, Andre. Will WXT Wirex crypto reach $3 US in the next 12 months? And will it still be around in 5 years? So we'll do Wirex $3, 12 months first. Oh. No, unfortunately, it's not going to get to that point in that amount of time. But they are rapidly moving faster. It's just we're going to have a lot of patience. A lot of people are going to be walking away from this one for whatever reason, because they think it's not going to go anywhere. This is one of those cryptocurrencies that we're going to have to be really patient on and waiting, because everything else going on in the system. And it affects everybody else. That's just the way it is. So we do have the one card. This is fast movement from past work. Okay, so they're doing a whole lot of work behind the scenes to get it to the point where it's going to be taking that lift off, but it won't be in that time frame. Okay, it's going to be past that time frame. Now, the other question is, will it last that 5-year period? Yes, it will. It will survive the great collapse and all that wonderful stuff. And they're going to actually be charging forward after the summertime. And there's some white hat activity going on with that. As we're seeing a lot with a lot of the cryptocurrencies, there's a change in their ways, okay, from black to white. And some are going from white to black, okay? But so that just means that there's a transitional period for all these cryptocurrencies moving forward. So I think this one's going to be moving forward in some great way, but not in that time frame. Okay. Thank you. When will Shiba hit the... Okay. That was the all-time high for Shiba? Wow. I know everybody's looking for that big dip. So Shiba Inu. They just implemented their coin burning mechanism within their protocol not that long ago. I think it was a couple days ago. I think it'll be very quick getting to that point again within the end of the summer. There's a lot of good partnerships going on. The price will get to that level, but it's going to take some time. As soon as they get that burning mechanism working to where they need it to be, and it's slowly going to gain ground in the future. So I'm picking up probably next winter time that it's going to start to reach those pinnacles. And everybody's asking about that 1 cent all the time about Shiba Inu. I think that's going to be another year or so from now where it actually gets to that point. Once that burning mechanism really starts to get cranked up, I think that's when everything will start to happen. Okay. Thank you for the question. Hi, Andre. A well-known psychic predicted some time ago that Bitcoin would take a substantial hit when the U.S. government regulated crypto. Is that still the case? Yes, it's happening now. Okay. Even the rumors of regulation make cryptocurrencies do weird and wonderful things on the price. And we're seeing that right now. Right now, cryptocurrencies are still bouncing around like crazy and dropping a little bit more and bouncing and all that wonderful stuff. It's a slow descent. I don't think there's going to be any huge flash crash. I am seeing that the rush to own is right now, but not for the regular people. This is for the elites to get in. This is why they're trying to hold back that price in all cryptocurrencies so all the rich people can get into it at a good price. So right now is that good price to get in. Follow the elites on this one thing. But they're not going to be able to hold it down much longer because of all the other things going on around the planet. And it's probably going to be that fall time period where everything's going to start to jump up because they can't hold down the price much longer than 3 to 4 months to let all the elites in the Ukraine into the crypto space. Okay. There's a lot of people talking about the rush to own. It's not the regular people. It's for the elites to jump in. That was on JSNIP, actually. Somebody was asking about that with Woo Woo Dude. And I watched that and I went, aha, that's where that comes in. And it won't be till after all the rich and all the elites get their money into it. Then they'll start doing the thing to allow the regular people in at that moment in time. And that time is going to be in the fall time. Okay. So, yeah, it'll take a bit of a hit. But nobody's really listening to Joe at the moment. I'd have to say yeah, but not to the point everybody was thinking it will. Okay. Cryptos normally do the opposite of what regulators and government want. Okay. And that's just usually the indicator to get in. Okay. Which will bring the price back up. Okay. Thank you for that question. You said bottom could be around next week, Tuesday, on the last live chat. You also mentioned on another chat that the last week of this month could be low with an opportunity to buy. Yep. That's correct. The buying is right now. If you're waiting for some divine thing to get in, then the moment is now. Cryptos are going to be doing this for the summer, which it normally does, but I'm not seeing any huge drops. Okay. It's going to be drop a little bit, waver around there, and then drop again, then waver a little bit until the fall time. Okay. And then it's probably going to go up like crazy. Okay. Let's throw some cards down.
Just a little bit of additional questions about.
Okay. I'm just checking to see if timelines change at all. Yes, they do. They do change. It's the looking glass system that they have in place. A lot of the things that we had predicted in the past are now being disrupted by the elites because they have prior knowledge to everything that's going on. So they changed the scenario. They have technology that can change everything going forward from a certain point. So everything that all the psychics have been seeing will be changed, which is a real pain in the butt. Overall, I would just say get the cryptocurrencies now while they're nice, low price. They're good buying opportunities at this time. Don't wait for some great plunge. Okay. Yeah, it's Project Looking Glass. Okay. Which I think the white hats have acquired now. So now they're going to change everything to what they want. Yeah, it is real. It goes along with the Antarctica stuff, which they found a long time ago. So let's just throw some cards down. Yeah, because there's this tug of war between the two sides. All of us are basically stuck in the middle. It's just showing that now is the time to buy into cryptocurrencies and just sit on them. Don't wait for any particular moment in time to buy them. Right now is the best time to get them before the government does some weird thing so you can't get them. Okay. And of course, Bitcoin is very limited on the exchanges right now. Okay. So this is going to cause a price squeeze. Okay. And that's going to go all to all the other cryptocurrencies. So when you have high demand, low amount of product, in this case Bitcoin, when everybody runs to get into the Bitcoin and there's not a lot of it, the price is going to go like crazy. It's just basic business, understand, right? And that's what you're going to see right now. Everybody's afraid, right? At the moment. So that's why the price is going down. And we got all the advertisement and news and all that discouraging people from getting into cryptocurrencies at the moment for the regular populace. So everybody's gonna go, nope, it's too dangerous or whatever. That now is the time to get in. When everybody's afraid, be greedy. When everybody's greedy, be afraid. Just write that down, put it on your forehead so you remember. Okay? So long-winded explanation for a simple concept. Okay, thank you for that question. Good morning, Andre. When will my liver heal? I have an autoimmune disorder. Okay. There seems to be where you're kind of disheartened in the way that everything's progressing. And you're not taking action into doing the steps that are necessary to get everything back to good health. We're you're gonna have to figure out a way of having that balance again in your life, okay, and to build up your immune system to where it needs to be. This is the time, not well for you. It might be a little where you have to be more careful, but for the majority of people, you have to start touching things. That's how immune systems get built up. I'm seeing if you start on the program right now that your doctor's laid out for you, and not to get started with that and get started with it, you'll be fine. Okay, it'd be 4 to 5 months from now where you're going to start to see huge changes as you're taking action to repair the damage. I know I can't prescribe anything, okay? I'm not a doctor, but I can do what the doctor tells you and maybe look at herbal remedies from your own research to improve your health. And it's something to do with mushrooms. Okay? That's as much as I can prescribe. When are celebrities going down, and will they see any arrests? It's going to be in the next year that you're going to see celebrities. Well, they won't be arrested. Okay. Rich and powerful people don't get arrested unless the rest of the rich and powerful people want that to happen. You'll start to see a lot of the celebrities change sides. DG's for the last question said something really interesting. So look at the chat. I can't say it here. Thank you, DG. So let's just throw some cards down. I know they're not going to get arrested or going down. They're going to change sides. They're going to get a little bit of bad news for the ones that are saying truths and shunned by the rest of the elites. When they do that, but they'll become heroes to the general public for speaking their name or speaking the truth because they are attached to money. Okay, so they're going to not change their ways publicly until it's financially feasible. We got the devil card, so you're tied to things that are to keep your business alive. You're tied to things that not necessarily good for populace, but they're good for you. Okay, so the elites are going to be doing that. There's a lot of smoke and mirrors. Okay, going on with that. You're going to see a great change in what the celebrities say in the next year. Okay, and they're going to seem to change sides because they know which way the wind's blowing. Okay, and they're going to be taken over by people with white hats. So they won't be arrested. They'll all be fine because they got money and power and influence over stuff. But they will change their tune. Okay? Thank you for that question. Hey, Andre, 3 cards on are there actual aliens living amongst us? Okay. I know that's yes. But let's just throw some cards down for more information. I know that there's aliens living amongst us already. Not that I've met any. that I know of. And they do work on, there's good ones and there's bad ones. People, ones that work on our behalf and ones that don't. Okay. But the end of the cycle of the general public not knowing about this is going to be coming to an end. Okay. They're going to be starting to reveal themselves only when we start to wake ourselves up from everything that's going on. I do know that they exist because I met somebody who touched the UFO. Look up Clear Lake. It's a place in Manitoba. It's a lake in Manitoba. We had a family friend, actually, he was a geologist, okay, who was in the Clear Lake area doing his thing. And two UFOs came down. He went to go investigate. He slipped on the rocks and his stomach hit the side of the ship. And so he had burn marks across his Falcon leg. Thank you. Brad Hall knows the story. And when I was a young child, I got to touch it. And he always made the joke that it probably said, because it's lettering, it probably said, caution, hot. So, yes, I do know they exist, but they are going to start to reveal themselves in a big way in the next year or two. Okay? Yes, they are around. And I don't think I've seen that movie or episode 3 of The Man Who Fell to Earth. I haven't seen that yet. So, yeah, look at Falcon Lake. Really old black and white pictures that you'll see. That's a guy I knew in Manitoba. Thank you for the question. Can you do a reading on IBLC ishares? Okay. There's that white hat activity again. I swear I do shuffle these cards. It seems that the health of it seems to be very good. A lot of hidden things are going to be revealed about the project. They're doing this tug of war thing between the good guys and the bad guys within the project itself. But overall, it's going to do very, very well. Probably going to be a little shaky for the next little while. But I think overall, if you're patient with it, it'll pay off dividends in the future. The people themselves working on the project, there's going to be a bit of a changeover, as usually the case in most of these projects. The change from the black hat to the white hats. There's always a transition of people. But overall, I believe this cryptocurrency is going to do very, very well. Okay, thank you for that question. Oh. Will Tezos be around 5 years from now? And will it be a good investment? Well, 5 year Tezos is a favorite of many of the people here. Five years. Yeah, it's going to be around for that 5 years. There's going to be a bit of a decline in its usefulness for whatever reason. But but I think something else is going to be coming in. So expect a bit of a very large dip. I know Brad Hall likes this one. They're working hard. They're keeping themselves relevant within the space. I think they're going to have a bit of a drop in the next little while, in that 5-year period, and then come back out of it. So they're going to pull themselves out of that dive and start to fly much better. I think they got a lot of problems with the programming side of things moving forward. So it will be around in that 5 years. There's going to be some really good buying opportunities. We'll say it that way. So a good investment. Yes, it is. Even though it's going to have a lot of bumps in the road overall, and it's going to look like it's going to be dying a quick and painful death, it will pull itself out. Tezos will be doing well. We got the Sun card, we got the Knight of Wands, we got the Friendship card. So a lot of good things happening as an investment going forward. Okay, hopefully that answers your question. We have already covered the flash crash. Yeah, but it's going to be really quick.
The next one also.
Will there be more dips? Yes, there will be more dips. And this is only because the elites want to get into the cryptocurrencies at a nice low price. So you should be following suit with them. Okay? And I don't think they're going to be holding it off much longer. My guides are just showing capping your thumb over the end of a hose that's on full blast. You can only hold that for so long until it, out into everywhere in the backyard. Yeah, they're going to be trying to suppress that price for quite some time, even try to bring it down even lower for all the elites to get their money in. Okay. And then the price is going to go do what it's going to do. So yes, there will be little crashes for the next couple months. And then really start to really ramp up. Okay. So that's a very good question. Will there be a larger? No, I do see a small one, but not huge. Okay, thank you for the question. Have you heard of Cult, and what do you think? I've heard of cults.
DAO.
Cult DAO. Okay. Yes, I've heard of it. I've done a couple of readings on it. Okay, let's have a yearly look. Or I think I've done a year. 3 months, year. Let's do a 5-year look. I think up to that 5-year period, there's going to be a huge change within that cryptocurrency. I think I kept saying that it wasn't the greatest thing to get into in the past readings, and it keeps showing up again with that death card. Okay, and this is for the price. So whatever is happening in that camp, I think it's not going to sustain itself for much longer than that 5-year period. Okay, so I think it's going to be good for small time gains up to that 5-year period, but I don't think it's a long-term thing going past that 5-year period. Okay. if you're good at trading, I think this is one of those that you can make some pretty good trades with, and make some pretty good money along the way. Long time hold? I don't think so. Okay. Thank you for that question. Is this the same with metals being suppressed? Okay. Yeah. Gold, silver, and all of them. Platinum, copper. I know copper's going up quite a bit. One of the guys at work, he collects copper. Yeah, that's going to be suppressed as well for the next summer, as the elites try to get into it because they know the whole system's collapsing. That's just for throw some cards down just to make sure. Yeah, we got the Three of Swords though. I think it's going to be rising quicker than they had anticipated. They're trying to suppress it, all the metals, but I think that's going to be popping very, very sooner than the cryptocurrencies popping. So it could be in the middle of summer where you're going to see those metals pop up. And we're going to have a lot of people selling, unfortunately, before the realization of the new price. The prices of the metals are going to have to be reevaluated because of China and Russia and India. All the BRICS countries are going to be flipping their currency into gold-backed currencies in the next little while. Russia's already done this. It's the first. We're already seeing Brazil is going to be doing that in the next little while, as I had predicted. And India is starting to, there's some news about that with India as well. So when that starts to happen, they're going to have to reevaluate the price of metals going forward. Because they don't want to cut off their noses and spite their face. So we're going to see metals go up faster than cryptocurrencies. They're both great things to get into. I think metals are going to take off a lot sooner than cryptocurrencies. Okay, hopefully that answers your question. Hello, Andre. Thanks for your work. Can you please give your opinion on XPR proton this year? Boy, Super Whittle guy's got a lot of questions. I have all the chat on the side panel here, if you're wondering. So XPR. They're a little hung up on where to take the project next. There's going to another transitional period. Overall, their health is fine. They're going to be overcoming a lot of the hurdles that they've been encountering and moving past that. They're going to have a lot of victories along the way with the price. We got the 10 card within the price. Okay, so it's the end of a cycle. So if it's been really lacking in the last little while, I think in that time period in the next year, we're going to see it really rise beyond. And they're going to be figuring themselves out in the next little while on what direction they want to take the project to. They got the right mixture of things going on behind the scenes. It's just implementing all the things to move it forward. Okay. So this one's a pretty good one going forward, but it's going to take a lot of time for them to really start to take off. Okay. Hopefully that answers your question. Sharder. Sharder's going through a bunch of transitional stuff. They do have the Wheel of Fortune and their price. They just don't have the right mix quite yet. They got the right people in place. They just got to implement all the things going forward for the next year. So it's going to be one of these. You got to be patient with it for the next year. They are building things in the background to bring it forward. It's just one of those. Again, you got to be really patient for that price to go up. And I think overall, it's a pretty good project overall. I think they're going to be surviving, even though some of the partnerships that they were hoping for are going to be falling flat on its face. It's going to be a bit of a rough ride for this one for the next little while. Okay. Hopefully that answers your question. A couple more. So the looking glass is real. Yes. What channel is that? It's one of the card readers I like to watch. She goes on Beyond Mystic all the time. She did a whole YouTube video on that subject. The Sending Ravens. She has a really Janine. Okay, look her up. She has a really good video on the looking glass. So if you want to check that out, really good video on that subject. Kadena. Lots of confusion going on with this project. They got the Three of Swords in the price, so they're your goal, and something coming between those things. I think they're going to be lacking in the oomph to bring that project forward for the next little while. Going beyond that, they're tied to things that don't necessarily work for them as a business situation. So they're going to have to switch that out for them to survive the new business situation that they want to bring themselves into. They're quickly getting into something that will work in the future, but at the moment it's going to be really rough for them. And we're going to see a lot of people leaving the project because of that situation around this cryptocurrency moving forward. They just got to find their place in the sun and make it work for them in a business system wise. Okay, thank you for that question. One more short one, because we got to run to the country. Andre is an alien from the planet of Wu. That could be. Sure.
There's a follow-up question to that.
How do you feel aliens are getting here? Wormholes, faster than light, subspace travel, etc. To my understanding of alien craft, which is not the most amazing, I believe their technology allows them to go faster than light with and going between dimensions. So they're not necessarily going faster than light. They just go through dimensions and then coming at the other end. Kind of like warp. If you watch Star Trek, warp, full space, that's basically what their technology is based on. To my understanding of alien craft, there's other people that are out there that actually explain that much, much better. I can't remember the guy. He's been discredited. He used to work at NASA, and he has many videos on YouTube. He explains it the best. Maybe Brad wouldn't know the guy's name, but there's many videos on how he actually, how the alien craft actually work, and he's bang on the money with that. Okay, so just a little bit of a YouTube search, and you'll probably find that. Okay, with that, always grateful for everybody that comes out, the interesting questions. We're running to the country. Bring a bucket of chicken to mom and have a good old time for the rest of the day. If you like a personal reading with me, make sure you go to psychicreadingsbyandre.com. If you like to preserve your cryptocurrencies in a great way, on that same site, I have a link to the Trezor. Make sure you look into that as we go into interesting times. I'll just leave it at that. Okay, with that, make sure you like, subscribe, and I'll see you Tuesday.